So, planning and getting to Japan was a bit of a struggle. So here is the story. So back in November, my mom decided to spend some extra cash to go to Japan while we visited our extended family back in Taiwan. We all liked the idea of it, and she chose a 5-day pre-planned trip to Japan. Everything was fine and dandy until the end of November with like 10 days left. She decided to change it into a 1-week trip to wherever we wanted to go. When we plan a trip, we usually do it months in advance, but with this being less than 2 weeks until we arrive at the destination, you know that it won't go so well with the struggle of setting up the trip. I planned to go to the Jigokundai Snow Monkey Park from Tokyo and go around Shibu Onsen. But due to the trip, which would cost an average of like $200 per person to get there, and I've spent at least 10 hours researching snowy places, train bus journeys, visits, timings, etc., minus the procrastinating, all that time I spent researching was a waste, because it's not within our budget. I wasn't bummed out for not visiting the snowy monkeys, but bummed out for spending that much time researching and all that stuff. So before the trip had even started, I was not happy already. Of course, I continued to do other researches of other places within our budget, but rarely anyone else had really researched where they want to go, and the places they want to visit is pretty broad. My mom even said to continue researching where we wanted to go when we arrived there at our room. It felt like they weren't putting much effort and really reminded me of most group projects I'm in with doing most of the work while the rest just slacks. So I decided to do something similar because I've had enough. So after the days has passed, it's time to get to the airport. And no surprise, we were struggling and arguing in the car. For what though? For what though? The window. What the I know, and all 3 of us were trying to film the journey because both others wanted to quote vlog like what I would be doing. I mean, it's quite the coincidence that when I want to vlog something, they would try follow suit too. Especially with my sister. Because ever since I started videoing the airplane trip, my sister did the same thing. I'll talk a bit more in depth about this annoyance I get. So we continued to fight for the window to film. Funny thing is, they started to stop filming in the middle of the car trip to the airport. After we got to the airport, we started bickering about being hungry, and no surprise, he fought over the window seat to film the airplane windows too. To add in the misery, we were supposed to leave at 12:50 p.m. Due to a delay in Xianggang, Hong Kong, it is delayed to 2:10 p.m. They let the passengers on the plane by 2:20 p.m. and didn't leave the tarmac until 3 p.m. By the way, there was quite a few revving up and revving down by the airplane, so the anticipation keeps building up and up while we just waited at the tarmac for like 40 minutes. were supposed to arrive at 4:50 p.m., but we got there at 6:30 p.m. So what more could go wrong? A lot more? Yeah. When we arrived, my mom's having a panic attack about not making on the train on time. Some more arguing about how flimsy our schedule was and not set up as well. Don't even know how to exit the airport to go to our train. But luckily we managed to find the train station that we were supposed to go. By the time we got onto the train, they didn't bother filming the train except me, so I was pretty happy about that. After arriving at the designated train station, we walked outside. It was quite nice and cool too, seeing the buildings and stuff, but really, that's just the good part of getting to our accommodation. We went to buy some food and makeup removal stuff, and attempt to get to the accommodation. The Wi-Fi hotspot we used doesn't seem to like Google Maps. My point changes direction but will not move its direction, making it hard to navigate our way. The place we stayed had pictures with direction, but since it's nighttime and the pictures is daytime, this added some difficulty. Adding the fact that we had heavy luggage and it's past 10 p.m, which means most people are sleeping and that we don't want to be too loud, the problem just kept piling up. The walk from the station to the accommodation takes 15 minutes. We took double that time. We finally got there at 11 p.m. and everyone is quite stressed. I found a table to write my stuff on, but my sister said, "Oh, I'm using it to write my vlog story things and ideas." That's not how she sounds like. At this point, this is far from being a coincidence of my sister trying to do vlogging stuff and doing quote YouTube stuff. That table was taken away by my mom because she used it as a makeup place. But either way, I had some yummy noodles and actually watched anime on the TV, which I've never seen before. And that's it, day one finish. And hello non-existent viewers, I'm making a 6-part series, my Japan trip, so I hope you like this little short 6-part series. Safe chinchillas.